Kenny Green, raw perspective, concrete and steel, keeping it good and raw. This is a public service announcement. Do not listen to Mr. Santana.
G shit though, we gotta start teaching our kids though, just financial wealth and literacy and all that shit early, because by the time they get to 9th grade, they should be just learning how to start businesses and how to. But they don't really need to know how to read.
Wait, stop.
I ain't gonna say that. I say that respectfully. I'm not saying that in a way to be literate, because you're not supposed to be illiterate, but you can.
What's more point, reading or math?
Math.
Told you.
Math. I think you could listen to a book on YouTube. You can still obtain the information. You don't have to know how to read. That's not reading and understanding. I believe common sense is better than everything. I'm a common sense nigga. I'd rather have zero book smarts and common sense, be able to read the room, be able to read life, be able to read people. I try to understand people, you know what I'm saying? Like, nowadays, you can listen to a book. I just listen to the 48 Laws of Power, not to.
You gotta read your contract, Els.
You don't have to understand. You can listen to that too. They got apps you can put it in and it'll read it to you. Are you crazy? Huh? It probably will. AI will now. That's what I'm saying. That's how freaky it is.
You don't have to read. Shit can be told to you.
It'll be so. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like you don't need to know how to read.
At a restaurant.
Floyd Mayweather don't read that shit.
You at a restaurant. Like, it's mad shit you gotta read.
You saying that, you just gotta know what you like.
I know what I want.
You ain't gotta read the restaurant. You can just say, what is this, a steak joint? I want steak, nigga. I want, what y'all steak come with? What y'all got? When the waiter come,
reading way more important.
when the waiter come, you be like, what come with the steak? Fries, fish, that, and the third? All right, I want this, that, and the third. I ain't gotta read no menu. I'm just saying, you don't have to read.
Let me
like,
get the filet
you know what I mean?
They're gonna say, I understand.
Reading is just when people want to embarrass you and try to play you, and them saying do funny shit. Oh, you can't read your contract. You can't read your contract. Anybody who said you can't read your contract, they didn't read their contract. They had a lawyer read their contract. They just saying it to be funny.
They said R. Kelly.
Let me explain something to you with the importance of reading. One of the first things is the reading saved us in this country. Knowing how to read, and you have to understand, this is why the history is important. We were denied the ability to read because they knew reading would help free you. Now you want to sit up here, and I'm really disappointed to tell the young people with all the learning, the technology, and everything going on, you want to tell them they don't need to read? Let me explain something to you, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I watched the interview, and I think some of it was, somewhat sincere. But you also mentioned about problems you was having with Def Jam, contractual. Probably because you couldn't read. You didn't read. So you're doing the young people a disservice. And let me say this to the young people, if you're listening. A lot of people that have money and have influence are not intellectual, they're not well-read, and they're really not fit to give you information like they did. Keep it separate. They're entertainers. Enjoy the music, enjoy the product, have some fun, and then get back to what you really need to do. I watched the guy next to him. I told you. Yo, it was so embarrassing and so stupid because this is what we up against. And now you have stupid people. When I say stupid, right, I mean people that are ignorant, but when they act like they're not, and they want to challenge people that are well-read and have knowledge because they check out the information. And they want to try to make wrong right, right wrong. Yo, man, exit the building. We're going to be really twisted. The young people, the next generations coming up. And this is about Chinese, blacks, whites, Spanish, because somebody better be teaching. Somebody better be sharing the importance of reading and understand if you go through the history and you realize that learning and reading is a privilege. It's a privilege. Don't take this for granted and don't take it lightly. Because AI is going to crush a lot of people, but it's going to be some people that AI won't be able to crush because they probably was reading books and got knowledge about life and how to maneuver, critical thinking. And I'm explaining to you, you know what I'm saying? Having the ability to think things through before you act on them, to decipher, is this the better way or is that the better way? That's what critical thinking is about. So when you don't read, you don't comprehend things, you crash out because you don't understand. You cannot make sense of it in your mind. Your brain is a muscle, and when you read and you feed it, it gets stronger. Reading builds mental toughness and stamina. Anybody you see trying to do something, they're going to do it over and over and then get better. They have to get better. So to Juelz Santana, get back out here, withdraw that bullshit, and let the people know that you made an error.
We're witnessing something unprecedented. For the first time in modern history, each generation reads less than the one before it. The average person now reads at an 8th grade level, and we're raising children who can't sustain attention beyond a 15-second clip. But this isn't just about reading, it's about power. Complex ideas require complex language. When you can't read a full article, you can't understand a contract. When you can't follow a lengthy argument, you can't spot when you're being manipulated. When your attention span maxes out at a headline, you become dependent on someone else to do your thinking. History shows us this pattern clearly. Authoritarian regimes don't burn books because they hate paper. They burn books because literate populations are harder to control. Citizens who can read legal documents, analyze political speeches, and engage with challenging ideas are citizens who can organize, resist, and demand accountability. Right now, we're doing the dictator's work for them. We're choosing the algorithm over the essay, the meme over the manifesto. And with each swipe, each scroll, each abandoned article, we're surrendering the very tool that could set us free. The question isn't whether we can still read deeply, it's whether we'll choose to before it's too late.